Well, Christmas is almost here, so it's time for Gearhead Santa to stuff your stocking full of knowledge. And today, we're going to talk about tires. Specifically the rear, but really all four corners as a whole. Now, traditional gearhead wisdom would say if you want grip, you got to have big fats on the back, right? Hence those Mickey Thompsons back there. Check it out. Check out this picture. See, those used to be on the car. Was pretty snazzy. But I took them off and I put those on. Now, why did I do this? Well, I did this for one very simple reason. These tires weigh a lot less than those tires. And weight has a big role to play, get it? Role. To play in your ability to actually accelerate down the street or the racetrack. Because there's two ways to go fast. You can either build a powerhouse or you can reduce the amount of weight the powerhouse has to push. Two ways, right? One is significantly less expensive than the other, let me tell you. The more weight that thing's trying to rotate, the more power it's just giving away. Let me give you a real world example here. This thing, super light. I can toss it very far away. This thing, super heavy. I can't really toss it quite as far. Same engine, two different weights. Traction is a big deal also, and that's people's argument for running such wide tires. Well, you can get away with having more traction and less weight by running a taller tire. When you increase the width of your tire, what you're trying to do is gain more contact patch, this way. But if you increase your height of the tire, you're actually going to gain more contact patch on the road this way and this way. There's going to be a longer strip touching the surface of the road the same way as this, except when you increase width, you add a lot of extra mass. If you increase height, you don't add nearly as much mass. So you're able to get more traction with a taller tire and not suffer the same consequences as a wider tire. But the consequence for running a taller tire is it messes with your rear gear ratio, or well, your final gear ratio rather. But you can compensate by it by having a taller rear gear in the back to offset the difference, right? And then you'll be left with the overall same-ish gear final drive ratio and less weight on the rear tires. Just make sure you have enough contact patch on the surface of the road or the strip to where you're not spinning. That's all you need. Anything extra is just waste. Because the same reasons we run skinny fronts, front runners, that still applies to the back too. Well, I hope you got some out of that, even if it wasn't much. But, well, I'll catch you next time. Man, I wish the real Santa would bring me a time machine. That way I could go back in time to when this thing wasn't a complete rust bucket.